Hello, everyone. So let's begin with our course of algorithmic trading. But wait. We cannot start with algorithmic trading all of a sudden. We first need to learn Python. We are going to do the algorithmic trading using Python programming language. Now, what is Python programming language? So let's go on to the basics first. And first open up an IDE. Don't think about what an IDE is right now. Just go with the flow. Whatever jargons are coming in, just note them down. Will I'll answer. I'll In my forthcoming lessons you'll get to know about everything. So in my PC right now, I have something called Anaconda Navigator installed. So I'll open that up and I'll go to Jupyter Notebook. So I'm gonna launch this. I'll make you install all these softwares in your PC, right? So nothing to worry about. So I'm using a Windows machine as of now. So let's create a Python file. But wait. Before writing a first code, our let's rename this file as our first code, right? So before we write the first code, let's go to a bit of understanding, bit of conceptual understanding. So let's take an example. Suppose you have a dog and you also have a ball, and you throw that ball and you instruct your dog to go to run, fetch the ball, and come back to you. So the dog goes, fetches the ball, and comes back to you. Again, throw it, it goes, runs, fetches the ball, and comes back to you. Run, fetch, comes back. Run, runs, fetch, comes back. So if you see, there are three instructions primarily encoded here. First one, the dog has to run. Second, the dog has to fetch that ball. And third, he has to come back to you. A dog is a dumb animal. A computer is a dumb machine. They both don't know what they have to do unless they are told what to do. The three simple steps to run, fetch, and come back, these are the instructions which you have given to the dog. Similarly, when you write some instructions for this dumb machine which is called computer, then the computer gets to know what needs to be done. For example, if I double click on this particular icon, something would happen. Now, how would the computer get to know what would happen? So, there's a code, there is a set of instructions which are written in some programming language which tells this computer that on double clicking this particular icon, this dialog box needs to open. So, let's not digress from the topic, let's come back. So, how would the computer get to know? How do we get to communicate with this dumb computer? So there's a language for this, and it has to be a programming language in which we would write the program, we would write that code, we would write that set of instructions through which we humans get to interact with the computer, and the computer understands us and then does what has been instructed for it to be done. There are many programming languages. Famous ones are like C, C++, C Sharp, Java, Kotlin, there's Python. Python is the most widely used. It is used extensively. It is used almost everywhere these days. Your Spotify, through which you're listening your music, your Netflix, through which you're binge watching. Everything is at the back end, at the front end, everywhere there is Python. Now, this Python, currently we're using version 3.x. It could be 3.10, 3.11, 3.12, 3.9. Currently, 3 series is going on. Now, this programming language which we are going to use in our algorithmic trading, is Python. And right now, I have Jupyter Notebook open in front of me, in which I'll be writing our first code. Now, before I write the first code, please understand a programming language. In a programming language, when we write the code has to be executed. Now, this execution either happens through a compiler or through an interpreter. A compiler compiles the entire code, whereas an interpreter interprets the code line by line and converts it into a bite-sized code. Bite-sized code here means that small binary, 0 1 0 1. So languages like C, C++, they use compilers. On the contrary, Python, it uses an interpreter. Now, why is Python so widely used, so extensively used? Because it is easy to use. Also, it is a high level language. Also, it supports object oriented programming. Oh my god, what is object oriented programming? We'll come to that. But let's understand the basic things first. It is easy to use. You will realize that as we code together. Second, it is a high level language. Now, what is a high level language? A high level language is that language which is close to human languages, such as English. A low level language is that language which is close to binary, 0 and 1, which a computer understands. We cannot write in binary. We need to communicate in something which is more close to English. So we use Python, and it is a high level language. Now let's write our first code and carrying on the tradition of printing hello world as the first code. Let's write it. See, it's so simple. I gave a command called print, which is an inbuilt function in Python. We'll come to what a function is. I opened the brackets, inverted commas. I have entered a set of characters, hello world, inverted commas closed, bracket closed, and printed it. Now there is something called indentation, very important in Python. Whenever we have to demarcate our code, our blocks of code, we use indentation. We'll come to the usage of indentation later, but let's see if we do not want to indent, if the indentation is not required, and if by chance we have done the indentation, will it still run the code? Let's see. So I write print hello world, and then I write print hello India, and I indent this. So I press tab, the first indentation has happened, and if I run this code, it gives me an error. The error is indentation error. It says it is an unexpected indent. Hmm. So that means we don't have to put an indentation here. It has to go in the same line, same spacing. So let's write the correct code here. See? So indentation is very important. We'll learn when indentation is required, when it is not required. Now, next we are going to see what a variable is, what is assignment operator, and how do we assign values to a variable.